Wonderful. Again, now, Fred, I wanted to just ask a question. If someone is out of the military, but they also they might have a small business, can they come to the event just to meet some of the executives at the event at one?
I think that would be just fine.
Okay.
You should be aware that Jessica Rossman and I are in the throes engaging, and we're just starting to formalize how we're going to do this. The Veterans Business Initiative, and so that's going to be a huge initiative for us in 2015.
Okay, and that's what we want. It's just so big to have employment, but also to have the opportunity to network with the people that can say, yes, we want to hear what your goods and services are. Yes, we would like to see your presentation, see your collateral, because a lot of people would like to see their businesses grow and would love to do business with Caesars Entertainment, but sometimes we just don't know how to go about doing that and meeting those proper people to actually put those kind of transactions into place. Again, the event is at Harrah's Pool Deck today at 1 p.m. and it's just going to be a wonderful time. Caesars Enlisting Heroes. We're celebrating our heroes. And Fred, you and I were talking briefly in the hallway, and we were talking about disparities, especially as it relates to minorities and diversity, and the association with diversity initiatives and economic initiatives, and how those two kind of go together.
Yes.
The economic and the diversity, because no longer is the fight so much about race or race inclusion. I think that it has a lot to do with economic empowerment. And by Caesars doing a function like this is so big, and that's what I'm trying to really relate, is because it's given someone an opportunity to get back within the working structure, building their own economics, as well as business structure. And it's really big. But can you kind of hit on that? Because I consider you a master as it relates to diversity inclusion and economic inclusion. And how do those two marriage?
The whole idea of economic inclusion, I think, is key. We have an approach that we call an integrated resort concept, right? And so we create the ability through our employment, through our supply chain and purchasing, through our community reinvestment from a charitable perspective, and quite frankly, through our very presence in terms of the numbers of folks that we generate that come into an area. All of those pieces all work toward this issue of economic inclusion. Now, that occurs as a matter of course that you're going to have a number of those things go on. What we also know is that we have to put structure around that. So as you see Caesars Enlisting Heroes, it's one thing to say, veterans, you're welcome. It's another thing to create a particular path for those veterans to understand three important things. One, who we are as an organization, and that they can fit into this set of circumstances and, quite frankly, enhance it with their skills. Number two, to know the opportunities that we allow in that organization. So what are the opportunities we have? And number three, how to take advantage of them. So if you think about that from the standpoint of employment, who we are, the employment opportunities we have, how to take advantage. If you think about that from the standpoint of supplier relationships, again, who we are, what our buying opportunities are, and the opportunities and how to take advantage of that. From a charitable perspective, all three of those, each time, you got to know who you're dealing with. So you have to understand the entity, because at the end of the day, we want it to be a mutually beneficial relationship where you grab hold of those three elements, and those three elements then start to drive a networking effect. And we simply become a node in a bunch of nodes in the network. But we want to be one of those central nodes, one of those very important nodes. So when you look at how we address the issue of supplier, how we address the issue of employment, how we address the issue of community reinvestment, all of that is to ensure that we become a very important node in the economic network, in the employment network, in the community reinvestment network. The network becomes key.
Okay, and you brought up so many points. And Sharice, I'm so glad you're still on the line with us, because so often we hear about a lot of opportunities or a lot of employment fairs that might be going on, but the training might not be in place so that people can be competitive to actually win those positions. So can you talk a little bit about the training process for even our military family that come to this wonderful event? Because they have been out of the network, what kind of things do you put in place to kind of institutionalize them back within that working environment, let's say at Caesars?
Great question, Kim. And so we have actually created an employment workshop for veterans who attend this particular event, and we'll invite them to the upcoming workshops. We've partnered with UNLV as well as the training manager, Taniko Kwek, has created if you will, A-game type of workshop approach where we'll give military veterans an opportunity to, number one, review their resumes as well as give some feedback on their resumes. A lot of times we see that skills or current work experiences don't necessarily translate very well into the hospitality field. And so we want to be able to give them insight as to how we can make that more translatable and more civilian-oriented is what we see. In addition to that, we will also be doing what we call mock interviews, so an opportunity for them to interview with us and give them feedback on how their interviews are, or feedback on how well they interview. So those are just two items through the workshop that we'll be promoting today, and give them the opportunity to sign up for those workshops to get more insight, more training on joining our organization, and to Fred's point, learning more about who we are. And we definitely are proud to be able to offer those types of workshops for those who are interested.
All right. Again, it's at Harris. It's today. So write it down, put it in your phone. Harris today at the pool deck at 1 p.m. And if you want more information, call over at Caesars and Listening Heroes at 702-967-7904. And Sharice, I know you and Elois will be there, and Fred, you'll be there. The whole Caesars family. So the top executives are going to be, let's say, on the pool deck to answer any questions people might have.
And that is a reflector of two things. One, it's a reflector of the dedication that we have to the vets, because very often you don't see senior-most leadership engaging. And we want our veterans to know, and we just want them to know who we are, right? Yes. Right? Because the other thing is, what sort of culture are you coming into? And are you coming into a culture where you can have conversations with leadership, where the culture, where the organization gets smarter as a result of the conversations that are had? Now, again, you've heard me talk about the way that organizations get smarter is through teams. That's how we do it. There's not some lone person out there. So our chairman, Gary Loveman, who is extremely supportive of this initiative, says that the collective IQ of our company ought to increase with every new hire. And so we know with these talented veterans, it's not just that we bring, you just heard Sharice talk about what we're going to do to help to prepare them. It's not just that you bring them in as smart people and say, plop them down, now organization gets smarter. We have to create the capacity to yield manage those smarts, so we actually get them working in the organization. So just hiring smart people doesn't get it.
Yes, definitely. And that's the thing, is that we have to galvanize the smarts, because I tell people, you have a gift. You have a gift, I have a gift, and when we can bring gifts together, then it's a Christmas celebration, because you bring everybody to the party, and the wealth of knowledge that our military family has and that they can bring to an organization, and for Caesars to respect that and honor that is big. Again, Caesars Enlisting Heroes, that's happening today on the pool deck at Harrah's at 1 p.m. Please give them a call if you want any further information. 702-967-7904. Sharice, is there a website we can go to just get more information?
Absolutely. CaesarsJobs.com. The information is listed under 2015 military event, Caesars Enlisting Heroes. There's definitely information there as well.
Yeah, and Fred Keeton, I know you're going to be there, so if you want to meet Fred Keeton, I'm telling you, he's the man. You would definitely want to go to this wonderful event at 1 p.m. And is lunch going to be served? Are we getting a little drink or something, or hors d'oeuvres, or people always like that?
Sharice?
out of your budget, Sharice.
We will have some light refreshments, and Harrah's has graciously will be graciously providing a light lunch.
Light lunch,
yes. Okay, Sharice, thank you so much. This is very, very exciting. And again, we celebrate Caesars Entertainment for doing this for the second year, Caesars Enlisting Heroes, and honoring our military families and people coming out of the military, our vets that are looking for a job, or just to learn more about how to be integrated within the Caesars Entertainment family. Fred Keeton, thank you so much again for breaking. We got to talk more about this economic issue. Absolutely. Because I was watching CNN last night, and we really have to get up there, and what can we do to be better? And I think that's what Caesars Entertainment is definitely doing for Las Vegas at large and the country at large. So again, Fred Keeton, thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right, again, don't miss it today at 1 p.m. the Harrah's Pool Deck. You can give Sharice a call, 702-967-7904. And we want to thank Caesars Entertainment, Southern Nevada Water Authority, Las Vegas Black Image Magazine, my dear husband Charles Tureaud, who is taking a video of us. Hi, honey. And all of you out there for being enterprising people.